1907, Britain and Ireland were rocked by one of the most audacious and humiliating heists in history. This wasn't a bank robbery or a petty crime. Rather, this was the theft of a set of royal treasures with an incredibly expensive value for the time. Despite maximum security and a locked vault, the regalia, meant for the most elite members of the British Empire, was snatched without a trace. Over a century later, and no one has been able to uncover who stole them, how they did it, or even where the jewels are today. This is the baffling story of the theft of the Irish crown jewels, an unsolved case filled with scandal, betrayal, and many unanswered questions. The jewels were stored in a secure strongroom within the Dublin Castle, the seat of British rule in Ireland. Within this room, they were kept inside a massive iron safe. The stronghold itself was within the Office of Arms, protected by 2 doors with 7 locks. One door led to the corridor, and the second to the room itself. Only a select few had access to the keys to these locks. Suffice to say, the regalia were more than adequately protected. King Edward VII, the British monarch at the time, was to be visiting in a few days. On the 6th of July 1907, a usual routine check turned into a mystery. The jewels were discovered missing. However, no signs of a break-in were found, and the safe was still locked. These observations led to only one logical conclusion: the theft of the crown jewels was an inside job. With this assumption, the list of suspects narrowed down to one key person: Sir Arthur Vicars, the Ulster King of Arms, and the man responsible for the security of the jewels. A man with an undeniably high stature, Vicars was not exactly a model individual. It was discovered that he often left the safe unlocked and reportedly drank heavily. He even allowed unauthorized individuals to enter the strongroom, an act that could no doubt lead to him being dismissed from his duties. To top it off, the Office of Arms had been hosting night parties in the castle near the strongroom for months before the eventual theft. There were also claims that duplicates of the keys had been produced, which raised the possibility of the suspect being someone with knowledge of the castle's inner layout and routine. Things were beginning to pile up against Sir Vicars. Upon all the evidence, the British and Irish authorities launched an investigation immediately. To their surprise, however, they came up empty-handed and no arrests were ever made. The only outcome of this all was that Vicars was dismissed from his position, a natural outcome given all of his wrongdoings. Witnesses of the event were mysteriously changing their statements or simply refusing to cooperate, fueling rumors of a high-level cover-up even more. King Edward VII was extremely furious about the theft, so he launched his own private inquiry. The outcome of this, however, was never made public. Despite rumors that the jewels were smuggled out of Ireland, no one ever found them again. All evidence suggests that Sir Vicars, or an associate of his, stole the regalia. An inside job seems the most logical, due to the silence and lack of evidence. His carelessness with security makes him a prime suspect, but no evidence was ever found, and he always claimed to be innocent. Many historians believe that the jewels were stolen as part of a blackmail scheme against a royal or government official. While there is no proof of this, since the inquiry of King Edward VII was never released, some are of the opinion that the theft was kept quiet intentionally. The possibility that they were smuggled out of Ireland raises another theory. The regalia was sold in a shady deal. Precious gems can be recut and reused, so it is definitely possible that they were melted down and sold anonymously. This could explain why no hint of them was ever found. Sir Arthur Vicars was not only the Ulster King of Arms, but also the official heraldic officer of the Order of St. Patrick. It is possible that through him, the Order stole the jewels. Some Order members reportedly had access to duplicate keys, and the parties hosted were believed to involve many members of this organization. Maybe it was an act of defiance, revenge, or even personal gain. Sir Arthur Vicars spent the rest of his life protesting his innocence. He eventually met his end in 1921, during the Irish War of Independence. This, however, was not linked to the jewels. Despite numerous investigations, no one was ever made accountable for this case. To this day, treasure hunters and historians continue to search for the lost regalia, but no progress has ever been made. Was the theft political or a blackmail? If they were sold, why have they never resurfaced again? Or was this just a high-level cover-up? No one truly knows, but if they still exist out there, the chances are that they will never be seen again. Thank you for watching Mystery, and be sure to share your thoughts with us.